the story is all about this incredible night each year where this tribe of cats called the Jellicle cats come together to decide which cat gets the chance to be reborn and have a new life. And Judi Dench, who's like the spiritual leader of the cats, who plays old Deuteronomy, she's the character who gets to decide which cat has the most need of this kind of rebirth, renewal. And we see the night through the eyes of Frankie Hayward's cat, Victoria, who's abandoned rather brutally at the beginning of the film in a waste ground, and cats emerge and began to feel her out and work out who she is, and she goes on this incredible journey on this special night to discover who's going to be chosen. Lee Hall, who wrote the screenplay with me, we came up with this idea of Victoria being brutally abandoned at the beginning of the film and left in a waste ground in a junkyard, and meeting these Jellicle cats. And the whole story of the film is her finding out who this community is, who the big personalities are, what a special night she's happened upon, which is what the Jellicle Ball is, what the rules of the world are, and so it becomes a kind of coming of age story where we experience the world of Jellicle cats through her eyes. The question of who was going to perform Memory was probably like the most burning question of casting, and so I'm so excited that Jennifer agreed to do it, and she's got the most extraordinary voice. But I known from Dreamgirls on how much she has to offer as an actress too, and we went through a fantastic rehearsal process, working on the kind of emotional hinterland behind the song and preparing her for the day. And I'm sure she was very nervous on the day, because you kind of know when you're performing something like that what the pressure is, but she gave such an intelligent and emotional and incredible performance of it on the day that I knew I had the kind of emotional centerpiece of the film on that day. Ian's performance was utterly extraordinary, and I've wanted to work with him all my life, and to get this chance to work with him in his 80th year, in this incredibly special year for him, was like, for me as a director, like one of my great dreams. And he is a genius. He's extraordinary. He's a wonderful man and a wonderful person. And there was something incredibly moving about him playing Gus the theatre cat, and effectively evoking through this character a life on the stage, and Gus's recollections fit with Ian's in the most extraordinary way. And of course the main person Ian is addressing when he sings this song is Judi Dench, and of course they've acted together and they share a great theatrical past, and so having the kind of these two colossi of British film and theatre acting opposite each other, talking about through the song about their life in theatre and in drama was moving and very special to me. I've always wanted to work with her, so to be able to get in touch early on in this process and have this character in mind, and finally have the chance to work with her and direct her as an actress as well as a singer and a dancer, it was such an amazing experience. And Idris Elba, again, I'm a huge fan of and wanted to work with him for such a long time. And the chemistry between them on set was fantastic. And Andy, I think, excelled himself creating an incredible number for Taylor and Idris, an incredible storytelling frame for their characters, and the introduction of the villain of the piece, Idris Elba. The most extraordinary thing was how brilliant dancers are as actors. I mean, Frankie Hayward, who has never been in a film before, never acted on screen in terms of TV before. She, from day one, had a total and instinctive command of the film camera, and had an ability to hold the lens, which allowed her to stand shoulder to shoulder with Judi Dench and Ian McKellen, and these incredibly experienced geniuses of their craft. And if you go, I went to see Frankie in Manon at the Royal Ballet of the Day, and of course when you're sitting 100 yards from her. I mean, I know what's going on her face because I've seen what she's like, but you couldn't know the level of detail and the level of commitment and the level of passion and the extent to which she embodies her dance. And so what I found fascinating working with dancers is I sort of expected the storytelling would kind of happen in the wide, but when you went into the close-up, it wouldn't be what I was used to as a director, but far from it. When I went in close, everything they were doing in the dance was being intensified and expressed beautifully through their face as well. You can never know the journey you're going to go on when you're a child, and as I sit here right now, like the hairs on the back of my neck are up, just thinking about how extraordinary it is that I could be there as a kid enjoying the show and end up years later directing it with the creator of it, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and yeah, how dreams can come true that you didn't even know were dreams at the time.